This is the last game we're going to talk about here in the career of Larry Bird. 1991, he is well past his prime. Um, during that season, what do you call it? During that season,
That's crazy. That's how beat up they were back then. Like how beat up they got back then. Because what that would have been his. Like that's like his 11th season or yeah, right. That's his 11th season.
so he made the All Star.
12th season. 12th season. Okay, my
He
bad.
made the All Star team out of what I would imagine is nothing other than respect. Because
Yeah,
1980,
I mean 1987 was pretty decent.
but he's
I
shooting.
mean it's definitely All Star level.
Hey, look at this. We made it. We made it over 1-3 per game. Unbelievable.
He had to.
Finally.
My man was like, I gotta keep
Got a
up. I got,
couple up here in the late 80s, but these last two seasons, yeah, he had no choice. He's like, I can't get in
yeah.
there. I can't run anymore. But look, he's only
He
playing
played
60
only
games in
60
this
games. Yeah.
season. Um, you know, just a very out of his prime Larry Bird. Not the guy we see up here winning MVPs. Not
Yeah,
that
for
guy.
sure.
What do you call it? But the reason why I want to talk about this game is because of what happens right here. We got to talk about this moment. The ball pop,
And this is a classic Larry moment.
boom, head
Just
smacks the floor. 2020, that motherfucker is out
That's
for a week.
mm-hmm.
He's out for a week. He
And
guys
the
today don't get the opportunity to make a great moment like this. This is another
in
point.
the playoffs, though, I don't know. In the playoffs,
No, are you kidding me, Dario? In a scenario where you're obviously concussed, you're not coming back in the game. Period.
that's
Doesn't
true.
matter what's
Concussed,
going on.
yeah. But I mean, like, so they come without they come back into the game like with medical like when there's medical advice that says otherwise. I feel like I've seen players do that.
Yes, but not anymore with a concussion. That would just never happen.
Yeah, yeah, especially with the CTE and all the
Yeah,
stuff that
it would
would
never
yeah,
ever happen. The
yeah,
sports as a whole, not basketball so much, but sports as a whole, be it football, combat, whatever, uh, hockey, definitely take their fair share of shit for that.
hmm
And I feel
I
like
feel like NBA doesn't really. I feel like NBA never really doesn't really have much of a concussion protocol though. I
I'm
feel like
pretty
I haven't
no,
seen
they
much
do.
players
They
get.
definitely, I'm 1,000% sure that they have a whole.
I know they do because like I remember Carmelo got concussed one game and they they asked him to say the ABCs backwards and he says I don't know how to do that when I'm normal when I'm just normal.
I can do that.
I cannot do that.
No chance for me. But
Oh
dude, look
man.
at all like, oh man, he comes back. He starts just like ball faking people. Like he can barely move, and people like
He was literally just
the
a
only way I can
decoy.
compare this to you, Dario, is this happens a lot in fighting and boxing and MMA, where uh the the old lion comes to fight the young lion, right? And the old
Yeah.
lion's out of his prime, right? Like Anderson Silva versus Israel Adesanya is a good example of this. I'll explain the whole thing. So Anderson Silva, widely considered the greatest MMA uh, fighter of all time. Definitely the best middleweight. He's known for all his crazy striking. Like he can
Yeah.
knock shit. He's sick, right? The guy
Yeah.
he fought is like this generation's him, right? So like it was a meeting of the eras. And
Okay.
what happened was the young guy just gave him too much respect. Like he was just like he was timid and like waiting to strike. And the same kind of shit is happening to Larry Bird in this game. There's a lot of like Larry Bird doing ball fakes. Like people are just giving him the Larry Bird respect. So here you go. Out, concussed.
Yep.
Very dead. Look how dead he is
Yeah.
on the court.
My man. Yeah.
It's
He's
like, oh, let's get a quick bucket.
yeah.
My man Larry Bird's still dead. Slowly coming back to life now.
And they were like even Indiana players were helping him up.
Yep.
And at that time, that's not
Watch the
normal.
shot. Oh,
Yeah, that's crazy.
that hurts, man. That hurts to watch. Fucking, that's hardwood. It's that old park. That's like old parquet floor.
Yeah, it looks very painful.
But
He,
so 15
this
points,
shit,
rebounds, 3
this,
assists. He's gonna finish with 32. So he's got 15 more points to get after this.
yeah.
Crazy.
And he finished with 32, 9, and 7. So
And
he,
this was
he
the
definitely
closeout.
played like a normal game after.
Yeah.
But this is literally like, this is why he was such a great player to begin with. Is just that hustle. Like, you never seen stars hustle that much. Like, really. Or
When they do, they always stand out.
yeah. Yeah, because they're always like, oh, look, a star of that caliber. But he did that all the time.
Here
He
he
was
comes.
literally
He's
like the
back.
scrappy guy all the time. And we'll definitely talk about this when we compare him in different eras. But that's the main thing about him is that fight that he has that I think that makes him different than like him being superstar caliber and then also doing all of that shit. Like all of the little scrappy shit, the 50-50 balls, he runs after all of that. And that shit matters, especially like still in today's NBA that still matters.
Yeah.
Like think about those players like you look at what's this dude's name from Toronto last year? Van Fleet. Like he was like the little scrappy dude that but it's Larry. Like it's their superstar. It's like their Kawhi. Like imagine if Kawhi was doing that. Like it would be like why are you doing that? Like you don't have to. Like you're the star. But
But
he
yeah, but I think that's wow. This is so early in the third quarter. So he played essentially the entire second half with a massive concussion.
yeah, because that shit looked like it fucking hurt.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I would have been knocked out for sure.
I just don't know.
But adrenaline, man. Adrenaline helps, and they probably give him some type of drugs too.
No,
You know that they had cocaine back then.
Well, he was already on drugs because of
Well,
that.
yeah.
But you gotta think, oh look, young Reggie. But I just think I think about this a lot with our like the athletes from our past. Like they had so many more opportunities like that. Like athletes don't get the opportunity to play through injury like they used to anymore. Like I'm not saying it's good or bad, but I am saying it's a thing. And I think it helps with a fan's emotional connection to the player. And I think that's why like all these guys from the past are like so considered so much more iconic than the ones that we have today.
Mm-hmm.
Like
and I think that's gonna stop with today's players for sure because they're starting, and that was kind of like a Greg Popovich thing. I feel like he's the one that kind of started that.
Jerry Sloan really did it because John Stockton only played 30 minutes a game for most of his career.
Really, I did not know that.
That's how he played 20 years. He played like 32 minutes a game, something like that. Something like you'd be surprised how like not that many, but
gotcha.
Not Larry. Larry's out there 40 minutes.
Yeah, yeah. He had 2 47-minute games. Yeah,
in this series.
Oh no, not maybe it wasn't this series. The last game he wait. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong one. My bad. This game he.
Hold on. Let's
33.
Get this.
I was looking at the series before that we were talking about the Atlanta series.
Yeah, because he played 33 minutes in this final game.
Pretty much averaged like 45 minutes a game in Atlanta.
It's ridiculous. We could get his minutes, right?
Yep.
He played the second most minutes of anybody on the team. So he's still fucking okay. This is advanced basic stats. Minutes played. So he's still playing 38 minutes a game. Here we go.
That's crazy. Like
28 and 8.
That's insane.
With a steal. And he can barely move.
So like, and then you come this man he's a beast. He's a freaking monster. He's a freaking monster. I don't know what else to say. He freaking does. He does everything. He literally does everything, and he's like fucking old as hell at this point.